Welcome back to the Barnsley Metrodome, and Fallon Sherrock is up there on the oche throwing for the ball with Rhian Griffiths, who has had an excellent day
25
here at the Barnsley Metrodome. And Fallon's had to work hard to get here, has to be said.
25.
I was actually downstairs watching 3 games as we waited for this quarter-final tie, and was fortunate to see Fallon, Lisa Ashton and Lorraine Winstanley all in action across 3 boards. Lisa Ashton winning 4-2 against
outside Fallon's won them.
Joanne Locke in the top 32. And Fallon about to get us underway. And another big moment for Rhian Griffiths here. Chris Murphy alongside me, Nigel Pearson in our commentary here at the Barnsley Metrodome. Rhian had an excellent event one, as we know, and he's now in the last 16 here in event 2, playing the Queen of the Palace.
Yeah, only beaten so far by Lisa Ashton at the Women's Series. Not a bad record at all for Rhian Griffiths. Not new to darts, but new to the Women's Series. We have seen her at the Lakeside 59 on a couple of occasions. Has played plenty of WDF stuff, but trying a hand at the Women's Series, and it's going very, very well. And it wasn't comfortable for Fallon Sherrock in the last match, the one that you were down there watching, was it, against Kirsty Hutchinson?
55.
Yep, 4-3 was the score. At 3 apiece, well, it was a little bit nervy and edgy, but Fallon kept her cool really well against Kirsty. Got the job done. Lisa Ashton winning 4-2 against Joanne Locke, as I say. And Lorraine Winstanley made light work of beating Anna Johnson 4-0 on the board away to my right.
Yeah, there was a priceless 44. 180 in that last leg that turned the decider in Fallon's favour. Speaking of which,
121.
Just flicking off the flight. But she hasn't been at a brilliant best over the course of the day, Fallon Sherrock. Lost that match to Winstanley, looked vulnerable against Hutchinson.
Double 16 for a 1-0 lead, and
69.
She's fortunate that Rhian Griffiths isn't on a finish here. We're in the last 16. It is still the format of best of 7, so first to 4 legs wins through 45. To the quarter-finals here in Barnsley. Game's coming thick and fast now. Double 16, Fallon Sherrock takes out, and it is Fallon Sherrock who holds a throw for a 1-0 lead with that finish.
Yeah, whatever happens in this match, Griffiths is going to leave today's events either having progressed to a final and at least the quarterfinals, or she's going to leave and say, well, look, I lost to Lisa Ashton and Fallon Sherrock.
No disgrace in that at all. Quarter-final that we'll show, by the way, will be Steph Clark or Amanda Harwood versus Lisa Ashton. That will be the quarter-final that we will be showing
42. On
the live stream.
Yeah, just a handful of games left to bring you on this opening day of Women's Series action for 2022. Of course, you can carry on watching darts, though, tonight. The European Tour final session on Saturday gets underway from 6 p.m. UK time. And then we will be back bright and early tomorrow, 10 a.m. for event 3. Another double header of Women's Series events.
Up and at it, nice and early, 10 o'clock on a Sunday.
100.
Looking forward to it. Back here in South Yorkshire. Well, Rhian can only find the treble 5, so real opportunity to fill her boots here for Fallon.
94.
Good switch for treble 18, worked that time, and it is advantage Fallon Sherrock now, down to 150. Rhian, this is better from Rhian Griffiths, though.
140.
Good solid ton 40. But now Fallon with a treble 20. A double 15 for a 150.
120.
A brilliant attempt from Fallon Sherrock. She stayed for the treble 20. because she liked the lie. Griffiths wants a treble 20. Now she wants the bull.
103.
Well, both players scaring big out shots, but Sherrock returns to double her lead. Okay, double 13 having hit double 2.
Yep. Game shot.
No problem at all. Fallon Sherrock. What do I need? 26? Yep. In it goes.
2-0 Fallon Sherrock leads here against Rhian Griffiths, and Fallon has the darts for a 3-0 lead. But that was, again, so close and yet so far away for Rhian Griffiths there.
Yep. And Lorraine Winstanley was more than deserving of her victory against Fallon in the quarter-finals of the last event. But just to give you an idea as to how rare it is that Fallon doesn't make it all the way to the final. She played in 11 Women's Series events last year. She reached a final of 9 of them.
Yeah. What about that for consistency? 9 out of 11. That's fantastic. Yeah. She'd love to go all the way in this one, because after the disappointment of going out at the last 8, I'm sure she'd love to round off this Saturday with
96.
An appearance in the final. And this battle with Rhian Griffiths is only to get to the quarters, so
92.
Still a bit of work ahead for the players to get where they want to be.
And I think the more events there are on the Women's Series as well, the more honour there is in actually topping the Order of Merit at the end of the season. To say, I am the best on tour. Of course, it's a battle that we expect. Well, I'm just going to say it, that we know will be between Lisa Ashton and Fallon Sherrock.
Yes, they're the big two. It's a rivalry, which is great. But from what I've seen today, I'd like to think that in the next 2 to 3 years, there'll be other players of their standard.
There's no reason why not. This time she's not going to get a double for the 150, but she's a long way ahead
94.
In this leg and edging ever closer to another quarter-final.
Yes, 56 points away from a 3-0 lead. Fallon Sherrock, and a place in the quarters.
41.
She just hasn't given Rhian Griffiths any space for manoeuvre. Tops for double 4. Fallon Sherrock, 3-0. No problem. Minimum of fuss. And she's one away now with that finish at double 4. Well, if this is to be the end of the road for today for Rhian, she can be fairly proud of her efforts. I don't think there's any doubt about that whatsoever.
As you mentioned, the quarter-final here will be Steph
41.
Clark against Amanda Harwood. Interestingly, Fallon Sherrock's quarter-final could be against Lorraine Winstanley. Winstanley playing Rebecca Browse right now.
Lorraine's been one of the form players of the day. She's just been superb.
Yeah, really good stuff. Particularly that win against Fallon earlier. A chance, perhaps, for Sherrock to avenge that defeat. Already through to the quarterfinals. Ashton, Maria O'Brien, who will take on either another O'Brien in Chloe O'Brien or Steph Stutley.
60.
And Robin Byrne, who I know you've been impressed with, Nigel. She'll take on either Denise Cassidy or Jane Densley. This time the top half of the draw is the side that's open.
180.
As Fallon Sherrock fires in a maximum.
What a time for a 180, Fallon Sherrock. Absolutely brilliantly done. And Rhian Griffiths can do little against form like that.
60.
Only 60, so Fallon for the setup here, you would think.
'83.
She's getting ever closer now. What can Rhian do just to stay in the match even? Well, already Fallon's in a better position than she was in her previous round, where she was pushed to 7 legs to come through. Down the board she goes.
Griffiths may have to take out the 130 just to get a leg on the board in this match. It is her throw, but Fallon will be back looking at 92 if she doesn't clean this up. She still can, but only if she finds a 60. And now it is match point for
94.
Fallon Sherrock.
Yep.
17 for Bull. There's an opportunity for Rhian, you think, but bullseye it is for Fallon, and so there is an opportunity for Rhian at double 18 to stay in the match. Do you fancy it? Yes. Double 18, that's a great second dart after the way the first one went, and not a lot to see there really in terms of blocking the left-hand side of the bed, so she had to hit the right bit of the bed there, and that's exactly what she did. So that was impressive from Rhian Griffiths, but now Fallon has the throw. Not the best start though. Meanwhile, Rhian is in the zone.
85.
Yeah, she has been a picture of focus all day, every time we've seen it. Kind of Fallon-esque in that approach. One of the big features of her game is that really
81.
Concentrated, focused demeanour. We saw it at the World Championship a couple of years ago. We saw it at the Grand Slam last year. Remember that 170 finish to win the group game. Absolutely tremendous stuff.
85.
Yeah, Fallon's looked a little bit annoyed on a couple of occasions here, frustrated at her own form.
122.
That's better, much better. Perfect timing for that scoreline of 122 for Fallon Sherrock, because she was struggling to brush aside Rhian Griffiths, really.
Yeah, it seems mad saying this after what's looking like a very comfortable win against a very good player, but you do feel that Fallon still needs to up it a little bit.
Definitely, definitely.
If she's going to challenge potentially Lisa Ashton in the semis, or even Lorraine Winstanley in the quarters,
55.
the woman who beat her in event 1.
Couldn't agree more. The fact that she's only on 197 here is probably a little bit annoying, but she's putting it right here.
Yep.
77 left, Fallon.
139.
139 scored. Leaves 58. So this could be the moment when Fallon books her place in the quarterfinals, and it's the end of the line for Rhian. Tops. Now double 10 for Fallon Sherrock for the match.
Game shot on the match, Fallon Sherrock.
Good stuff from Fallon Sherrock. She goes through by 4 legs to 1. It's a little bit more comprehensive than her last 32 game. She got the job done with that.